A few weeks ago, I listed 3 cars that are hated that I absolutely love, and the response was super interesting, so here's 3 more. So we're starting off first with the Chevy SSR, and side note, this is going to be a little bit of a theme here. We're doing the weird 2000s retro styling edition. So first of all, the SSR is a Ute, which already is a win in my book. We do not have enough Utes. Utes are cool. Shout out Australia, that still gets them. But this thing's absolutely hated, but I don't get why. You get a little bit of utility of a pickup truck, you get some funky styling, but you also get a 6-liter LS2 making about 400 horsepower, and you could get it in a manual. And look how crazy that bed is with this like built-in bed cover, the tailgate, the weird retro taillights. It's weird, it's ugly, but it's got some cool utility. And, sure, it's 2000s GM, so the interior is crap, but you can get a 6-liter V8 manual Ute. So this one is going to get some hate, but the PT Cruiser, not really this PT Cruiser, although I love anything that's an homage to anything Woody, but more specifically the PT Cruiser GT. The GT was cool because it was ugly and hated, but it was a bit of a sleeper. Everybody loves the Dodge Neon SRT4. This has the same 230 horsepower 4-cylinder turbo engine, and you could get it in a manual. So everybody would think you're in a slow, ugly car, and yet you have the same motor and transmission as the SRT4 Neon, which people that love 2000s cars love that car. And it's literally this with 4 doors, a hatchback, and people will think you're just in a slow piece of crap. So I actually really like the PT Cruiser GT because it's weird and ugly and a sleeper. And then in that same exact vein, the HHR, which was Chevy's PT Cruiser competitor, but not just the regular one. But just like the PT Cruiser GT, more specifically the HHR SS, because Chevy was SSing everything they could back then. This is another ugly, slow car, but it had a turbocharged 4-cylinder, which made 260 horsepower over the PT Cruiser's 230, and you could also get this with a manual, and it has even more utility in the back. It's got 4 doors, so people think it's ugly and slow, but it was actually pretty quick for what it was back then and somewhat tunable. And if you want to get even weirder, you could get it in panel van form. Now, these are pretty rare, but you could get a panel van, which is essentially a work van, HHR SS with a manual. And as someone who is super influenced by Doug DeMuro, and this one actually was sold on Cars and Bids, I love weird, quirky, interesting, rare cars, and that is certainly this. So that's 3 more hated cars that I absolutely love. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Have a good day. Bye.